Welcome to Thoughts on a Glass podcast. I'm Latoya.
And I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered thoughts on a variety of topics.
So sit back, relax, grab you a nice glass of something warm, something hot, something that makes you feel all good inside, and join us on a fun-filled laughter and funny commentary episode. I lost my train of thought, so I'm so sorry.
Every week we do a drink of the night. So Kendra, what's the drink tonight?
So tonight, as you know, I talked about in the last episode that we'll be going to PA after Thanksgiving. And so, of course, we're in a cabin, a little cozy. So I'm not a big pumpkin fan. I know we just celebrated Thanksgiving a bit ago, so people like the pumpkin pies, sweet potato pies,
pumpkin spice season.
So it's pumpkin spice season.
Well,
it's coming to an end, but it's usually we have it until January, so we got time.
You think so?
It's usually until January because it's part of the holiday thing, right? So pumpkin spice season usually starts basically mid-October, early October at Starbucks. But they also revamp each type of drink, so it phases in, phases out, but it's still on the menu, so enjoy. Our drink of the night and sponsoring with no coins.
Well, with no coins.
So I'm a coffee person. Latoya is not a coffee person. Instead of us trying to make a boatload of coffee that we're both not going to drink because it's the middle of the day, we went ahead and got our Starbucks pumpkin spiced latte, and we've spiked it. So this drink is the Spiked Pumpkin Spice Latte. And if you have the ingredients at home, I know a lot of people go to either at the grocery store, sometimes you can find it at TJ Maxx, different things where you can get the pumpkin spice syrup. So you just add your coffee, your creamer, preferably a creamer that does not have any flavor. So you would either do your half and half or your whole milk, almond milk, whatever kind of milk. And then you would add to your liking your pumpkin spice syrup. This has a splash of whiskey, and on top we put whipped cream and a little bit of cinnamon. There you go.
There you go.
And enjoy. Now, the cinnamon brings out the whiskey to me. I think you could have this with, you could also do like a salted caramel. You can really mix this up. I didn't think I was going to be a fan of the pumpkin, but it's tasty.
It's not overpowering.
Every day, but it's I
like it. Right. It's not overpowering. I like the pumpkin spice. And I'm not even a coffee person, but this is more sweet with that little bit of liquor, so it's not really giving me coffee flavor. But I could see doing like the same drink, maybe not the pumpkin spice, but maybe doing like their caramel syrup or a different kind of syrup with the salted caramel crown.
You wanted something.
I could see that.
Yes, definitely. So we are in December, guys. Oh my God, the year is almost over.
Yes. No, don't say that. I don't like that. It's true, but I hate that. I hate rushing the year.
I'm not rushing it. I'm just being realistic. We have 4 weeks left.
I know, but I don't want to acknowledge it.
For those on the reality side of things. But no, I get it. So we've, of course, gone through Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was amazing. It's always good to be able to get with family. My family, we're starting a new tradition of traveling. So, of course, we talked about me going up to PA and what we wanted to do. So, we had a really good time. The drive up wasn't bad. This comes out on Wednesday, so I haven't really talked about this because it's not really my story necessarily to tell. But I think it's important to throw out there for people, especially with the end of the year. You're going into a new year. It's time to make sure that you're doing things. People start talking about their New Year's resolutions and blah, 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 these things. So today, I am, of course this is pre-recorded, but I am in the process of taking Davon to get his colonoscopy.
Okay.
His father passed when he was, I want to say in his early 40s. I don't know exactly how old he was, but he passed of colon cancer. If you have somebody in your life that has had any kind of cancer, any type of diagnosis that can be passed down, please make sure y'all going to getting y'all checkups and things like that, because it may not happen that first year, that second year, that third year, but you don't want to be the one that finds out later on. One of the my dad and my uncle both had prostate cancer, and luckily they got it early. But one of the things that he's been saying to our brothers, like, yo, you need to go and get checked out. And even for me, seeing that that's a possibility at the later stages of my grandmother, they found out she had breast cancer. And I don't know if it was because of some of the medications that she was on and things like that, but now I'm more conscientious of checking things out, making sure that you're good. So please send a prayer up that everything is fine. And go get yourselves checked out. It may not be the eyes, teeth, and your regular stuff, fine, but you have to take the next step and do all of the things. So that is what my week has been. So we wanted to, of course, celebrate a little early, just to kind of do something fun, lighten up the mood, because nobody wants to be up on the thing and somebody in your behind. That ain't cute. Okay. So we did that. Janae wasn't, of course, able to go because she had started her new job. So that's what happens. Okay, Helen.
Period.
And get that point. So yeah, so then I know for me, for this week, next week coming up, the weekend, because every weekend we literally have something going on. This will be the only weekend that we'll be able to do our annual zoo lights with the kids, and we're going to be punctual and early this year and get our pictures taken with Santa Claus.
Oh, nice. They do that at the zoo?
No. So we'll go to I've booked our time slot at Annapolis.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
So
it's been trendy. People have been doing, instead of like pictures with Santa, people have been doing pictures with the Grinch, which I think is cute. I love that.
Yes. So the Grinch Joshua will probably lose his mind.
He's scared.
Joshua's scared of everything.
He get that, honestly.
Oh, we ain't even drink to this. Okay. I'm going to drink to that. Sprinkle. Sprinkle. I'm not afraid of everything. I'm afraid of the things I don't like.
Okay.
Which is a lot of things. It's not everything. Now she clocking my tea on that.
Joshua said, get it away from me.
Get him out of here. I will say I'm excited because countdown to our cruise.
Yeah. I mean, but is it really?
Yes, because we in a 90-day.
Oh, okay. Within a 90-day window.
December 1st was the day of you in there, you locked in.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Why did I have a dream that I overslept and missed the boat?
Aww.
And I was super sad, and it gave me anxiety for the rest of the day. I can't. Don't go to sleep on a full stomach, okay? Thank you. It messes with your brain. So yeah, so we are in the throes of Christmas music. The holiday. Well, do you have anything to add?
For my week?
Yeah. Are you doing anything this weekend coming up? Now that because people always got this thing, we talked about it earlier, where Christmas don't start till after Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. I'm one of those people.
Right, we talked about it, but
yes. This year we're gonna try to do a bunch of different little stuff. So there's a big Christmas market in Baltimore that we want to get to. We want to do the ice thing at the Gaylord. What else? I want to try to see the Pentatonics. But as I'm saying that, it might be too late at this point. So we'll see what happens. But I want to try to do some stuff every weekend, do some different holiday stuff. You know what and it's one of those things where it's like, you have to plan this in advance, but I never think about it until I'm in the moment. But I really want to do all the things that I see people doing in the Hallmark Christmas movies.
You know, that's where I live. Do you know?
I love those.
I am deep let me tell you something. I'm so deep into the Hallmark. I love Christmas in July.
Oh.
I get, and the kids be like, Ma, it's still the summertime. I need a little refresher because the holidays have gone. So I am in the whole Christmas zone.
But did you watch the new movie with?
Christina Milioti Duvall.
Yeah.
When I saw on Netflix recently added, I said, "Is that Duvall?"
Yeah.
I'm in it. I love Christina Milioti.
And Kofi, how do you pronounce his name?
He's so fun.
I know.
Let me tell you something. They are some chocolates out here, okay? And they look like somebody lathered them with cocoa powder and butter. And they just said, yucca. And I be wanting to say, can I have a brownie?
I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was this video like a couple years ago, and it was this really fine Asian chef, and he was like, this was during COVID, so it was a few years ago, and he was like, make brownies with me. And he was like making the brownies or whatever, and all the black women in the comment was like, we can make a brownie.
Okay, hello. Listen.
We can make a brownie.
Yeah, so that was good. I'm really into what else I watched?
I watched a couple, but I haven't watched any of the newer ones yet. I just been busy, so I've been watching like Merry Little Christmas and like the Christmas Wish and all of those. I've seen them all before, but those I can like put on in the background while I'm cooking or doing other stuff because I know what's gonna. Granted, I know what's gonna happen in all of these movies.
Yes.
But if it's one that I haven't seen before, I like to wait until I don't have anything else to do so I can really sit down and watch it.
It was a good watch. What else? Peacock has a Lifetime or Hallmark.
Okay,
it
section.
Has all the section. Have when I say
you in it,
don't. If it's super cold, the sun is not out, I'm in that bed.
Just watching the movies.
And I got a heated blanket. I want it cold everywhere else and not be.
So that's the life I want to live. I tried to convince my family because we like to watch the Holiday Baking Championship. We actually like all of them, but we like that one. So I tried to convince my family to let's do like a bake-off, like a cookie baking competition. You would think. They were all like, no, we don't want to do it. So they were like, why can't we just bake cookies? Why does it have to be a competition? I'm like, because I was trying to replicate the show that we all like to watch.
Yes.
They didn't want to do it. They were like, we don't want to have a competition. I know, they so lame. But so they won't do that. So I guess one weekend, probably this weekend coming up, we'll bake cookies. We got a lot of stuff we need to do. We definitely need to get our Christmas shopping done. I got a little bit of stuff done, but y'all know I don't be buying gifts like that. So like, honestly, it'll just be like whatever I see at this point now. That's what they gonna get. And that's basically it.
Yeah, we started actually early in November, even before Thanksgiving. Excuse my eyes itching, y'all. Getting the kids some stuff, so we did stuff early last year because I'm an early. Devon has always been like, "Oh, I'll do it."
I'm like that too.
Now he's like, we did this early last year, and I just love the fact I wasn't in there with the hustling, but not you, Mister. I love to be in the mall hustle bustle. Not you.
I wouldn't even do that if I didn't get it. Oh well.
But he's never been like an early shopper at all.
Yeah,
I've always been like, let me pick up something here. Like I already had their list. Like we had talked about this maybe like late October. It was like, let's figure out what we're getting so that when we do it, what I want is to actually enjoy the holiday season. So next week we have, December is packed for us, right? So next week we have going to see Santa Claus and doing the zoo lights. Then the weekend after that is my holiday party, and I'll probably go into this more a little bit. And then the weekend after that, we are going up to New York. That's been something I've wanted to do, and I'll go into that further later. So this month is jam-packed with stuff.
Yeah.
I have a Friendsgiving with my friend Kiera. Speaking of Kiera, I don't know if it started I gotta talk to her, and I'll try to make sure I put all the information down in the comments. But she's going to be a part of is a part of a best cookie baker or best baker thing, and she got first place last year. and she's doing it again.
Oh, nice.
And so it's basically only off of like the pictures and stuff that they post. But I want to put
it's
that
only off the pictures.
Yeah, so like because it's nationwide.
Okay.
And so it's basically like decorating, like how you think they look and stuff like that. So anyway, and I'm guessing like most of the time the people that say yes, your stuff is really good is people that have had it, because she's always giving it to like her customers and stuff like that. Oh, can you do this? I mean, one of my friends, so I'll definitely go on it. But I'm gonna put the information down in the comments. So maybe y'all can go on and vote for my girl Kiara Jones. Kiara, don't say I ain't never did that for you. And I think Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But yeah, so now that the season has started, what you listening to? What's the Christmas vibe?
I love Christmas music, actually. Okay.
What are your favorites?
My favorite Christmas song of all time is Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby.
Oh, she sang that down.
Yeah,
Eartha sang that down.
Yeah, that's my favorite Christmas song. It's just nostalgic to me. So, but here lately, I've been liking it is Yolanda Adams, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And then I like the Kelly Rowland song.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I Love You Even More at Christmas Time.
Yeah.
I like that. Will Downing has one. I'll Be Home for Christmas by Will Downing. Those are some of my favorites. Oh, and then Chris Brown's This Christmas. I love his version of that.
Baby, the first thing I put on is what?
In
my mind. Hello! That starts me off every time.
I like the old stuff too.
Soon as Mariah say, it's time, I'm ready.
I like it, but I swear they play that.
I don't care. You know what it is? So, my dad was a special police officer. And for a long time when we were young, he would work Christmas to get the double time. And so he would come home Christmas morning so that we could all have breakfast together and stuff like that before he had to go back to work. And that is between that, Lou Rawls, the Jackson 5, that's all that was played. Motown Christmas was all that was played. And it is like we saw this the other day, and I was like, that just took me back. It warms me up like that Campbell's commercial with the little kid that came in like a snowman.
Oh yeah,
and he's starting to melt. That is what's in my little heart every time I hear it. It's like it melts away the grimness of the world, and it's like there was a time when life just was simple. And all you cared about was getting good grades that quarter, that progress report before Thanksgiving and never Christmas. Please, God, let that be good grades. That was the main concern. So when I hear that, it just reminds me of just that stage where life wasn't so complicated. Yeah. And I think that nostalgia for me, and then it's just like them voices. They just they melt like brownies.
Okay.
What are my others? So Motown's.
All of Motown.
Motown's Christmas is the actual album. That's what starts me off. I like some of the other things. Luther Vandross, I can't remember his, but because everybody does a remake. The only person that's done like new music was like Mariah Carey, like new music
some people have
stuck
done
around.
Okay, I was gonna say a lot of people have done new music, but they haven't
stuck around. Yeah. Because that daggone it's time.
It's
everywhere.
That's not even the song. That's just the sound.
That's the sound. I know. It's the black folks, we always come up with a sound. The song ain't called In My Mind, but you know what I'm saying when I say In My Mind. Okay. Yeah. But I like a lot of them, depending on like the artists that you like, the remixes that they come out with are really good. So I want to see if they're.
This is one I also like. I think it's by Smokey Robinson. It might have been his group. It's called Christmas Every Day. But that just reminds me of my granddad and like hand dancing and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It just be like those. I don't know what, but that time period where
they wrote really good music. They did.
It's like cornbread. It just sticks to you.
It was timeless.
It really was timeless. And then like tree trimming and all of the things. Yeah, that's what it really reminds me of. And I can never get enough of it. Starting in November.
Right. And I do start listening to my Christmas music literally like.
Oh, so you do the Christmas music early, but you.
No. But on Thanksgiving Day, it starts.
Okay.
Honestly, I transition over literally on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
But
I feel like people are so
the only thing I do
too.
early is watching the movies. Like I'll watch those movies like as soon as they hit.
Girl, on November the 1st, I was cooking dinner. That's what. When he's in the movies, I was cooking dinner and I went on to, I think it was like TNT or something like that, TBS. Girl, they was playing that Christmas movie with Jim Carrey.
Which one?
Not Jim Carrey, Tom Hanks. Polar Express. Sorry. Polar Express. And I was like.
Look, I was getting ready to say The Grinch.
I was like. Polar Express do be starting off the holiday season.
It do, okay.
I was like, and that's what be like. Everybody wants the Joe Biden stopgap between Christmas and Halloween being Thanksgiving, but we just rolling on like
not the Joe Biden stopgap.
I miss you, Joe.
What?
I know. That's what Thanksgiving is like. The stopgap. It's like. The big thing is the Halloween. You do Halloween for 4 years. That's what, that's it. The memory, like it's long lasting. And then Christmas is long lasting and it's big. And then it'd be like, hey, Thanksgiving.
Although I like Thanksgiving as far as holidays goes, because I feel like that's the one holiday that the origins of it is like not like I could connect to it more than anything. Well, after I did my research, because, the popular thing that they tried to say was like, oh, it was all about the settlers being friends with the Indians, blah, blah, whatever. But
it was a massacre.
But it wasn't actually. Well, so that situation happened, but that situation happened at a different time, separate from when we celebrate Thanksgiving. So we can talk about this on another episode. But the origins of Thanksgiving, particularly that last Thursday of the month of November, it comes out of something that is a lot. That story where it comes from is way better than what they tried to tell us.
What the propaganda is.
So that's the one holiday that I'm kind of like, I fuck with it.
Okay,
I fuck with it.
Right. So yeah, but I like Thanksgiving. I'm glad it's it is the intermediator before the craziness. Of December. Because Black Friday starts the craziness. So anyway, we've gone through all of this, people.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we are in December, holiday. Let's see. What are we talking about? I know y'all don't be doing gifts.
Well, no, my family loves gifts. I don't be doing gifts.
I try to clean it up for her.
Oh, okay.
But I know you don't like gifts. But do you, which I know you do, but the question is, let's talk about the conversation around indulging in luxury experiences, spa treatments, designer bags without feeling guilt. Now, that's my question. Do you feel guilty for shopping for yourself during the holiday season when you should be giving and not receiving?
I feel guilty shopping for myself
throughout the year.
All the time, yeah. Okay. All the time. But I'm working on not feeling guilty. Especially when it comes to like the luxury stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm working on being like, it's okay. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I can't help everybody. Sometimes I got to do what I got to do for me. But it is definitely, I don't know, because I guess I just think sometimes when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, oh, well, I could be helping this person or such and such, you know. That's just where my mind goes, you know, like before I indulge, let me
see what I could do for somebody.
Yeah. Or before I overindulge, because certain things I'm gonna do, like I'm gonna get my nails done.
Yes.
I'm gonna get my hair done.
Right, that's your maintenance.
Yeah,
that's what makes you feel good.
But like if it's like this taking it a step above, like, oh, now I'm gonna go to like Bali and Spars or something like that
every month.
Oh, really? That's what we at now? Well, before I would do something like that, I would be like, okay, let me assess and see what's going on first before I do that. Which is, I mean, whatever. Like, it's not even necessary because it's like these aren't even like this is not me saying like, well, let me see what my husband got going on before. It's like, well, what my cousin or my sister or my aunt,
right?
Like, it'd
everything
be so,
outside of your stuff.
Yes, it'd be so far removed from me, which is like, girl, what are you even doing?
Right.
But I don't know, y'all. I just feel
compelled.
It's also this feeling of like, I don't like to see people. I don't want to use the word struggling, but like I don't like to see people not being able to do what they need to do around me. And so it makes the feeling of doing those extra things, it takes away the joy from it when like I'm at the spa enjoying myself and then my little cousin called and is like, oh, you know, I was gonna I don't know, go to this event, but I didn't have enough money or I didn't have an outfit or, you know, whatever. Like, I start to feel like that guilt of like, you at the spa, you done spent $200 for a massage and this baby can't order a book. Like, it bothers me.
So this is the thing, and I've been there. But then my thing is, I also get my ass up and work extra hours.
I sure do.
And I make the sacrifices. And I've done the things. And I've given the advice. And I've gone down the checklist. And so today, sometimes you got to feel it. Like, because I've gone through the same thing where I couldn't do because I didn't have.
Right.
But what did that cause me to do? Do more to get what I want.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I hate that for you. Let me call you back. Mama Seuss is on this way. I don't have time. What are you talking about?
I get that. And sometimes I do, but it's that the question was like the guilt. So like,
I get it. Like,
sometimes I can do it, but the guilt still lingers.
The only guilt I'll have is I'll be like, dang, I could have waited. Because now I want something else, or now I have to prolong getting this for myself because I went and got that, and I could have waited for that to get this. Outside of that, it's above me.
I need to work on that because I really don't like. So a friend of mine had made a comment one time, which I don't know if I talked about this on here, but I ran into a friend of mine at the store, and she saw me in the parking lot, but she was like, when I saw you in the parking lot, I was like, that looked like her, but that ain't her, cause I was in my car for Edge, and she was like, I seen it, and I was like, oh, that ain't Toya, and I was like, what made you say that? And she was like, I've never seen the kind of car you drive. She was like, but I just automatically assume like that you would be in like a BMW or a Lexus or something like that, and I was like, so you seen that I was in the Ford and was like, that ain't her, that can't be her. And I was like, I don't even feel like I give off that kind of energy.
It's not about what you give off, it's how you carry yourself.
But I think for me, it was enlightening that this is how somebody else views you, but you don't even
view yourself in that same way.
View yourself that same way. Yeah. Or even, I'm not going to say think that I'm worthy, but like, hold myself back, because the reality is I could afford it. But in my mind, I'm thinking, why would I pay $1,000 a month for a car note when I could be doing this or doing that? And it's like, because, like you said, because you can, because you work hard, because you put in those extra hours, because your previous vehicle is paid off, because you saved up a little money. Like, why not?
Because you do. This is my thing. And my father always talks about this. And he was like, two things you can't have is when you don't have things, money and things, right? He said, but if you got money, you can have things. And the thing is, if you do what you're supposed to do, you save, you go to work every day, there are things in life, like I really believe, like you can do the part of saving, right? But you know you can't take it with you. The Egyptians done showed us that. So we've already done and understand that. So enjoy the one life that you have to experience. Because we always talk about, reincarnation, or this, what if this happened, or what if this, or what if that. But even if it is going on, you don't remember what you was before. So use it and have a good time in it. I'm a full believer of don't go swimming in debt and being, but if you know, like for me, I know what my house is. No matter what the interest rate does, what everybody else does, my house gonna be what it is. I know where my range is. I know what I can and cannot do. I'm not ticking up here financially, and then also trying to meet myself with all of the extravaganzas of
But
things.
the thing is, though, if you can, for example, you get into a place where you're a little bit more comfortable, and you can have a little bit more. Now the conversation is, okay, my next house, right? So it's not like you're living outside of your means. It's like, no, my means are becoming greater, and now I can start looking at a house that might cost more than this one, or the mortgage might be a little bit higher than this one.
And so that's what I'm saying. So well, not exactly, but because my dad and I were talking about this, I know you're gonna want another house soon, and I'm like, and maybe this is what stops me is going from living at one of my parents' houses, living into an apartment, like knowing that my means had changed, and finally getting to a point where like I can move up and stuff, like leaving my parents' house and going into my own apartment. Going from my own apartment into a house. But now, because I went into the house kind of where my means was here, and then I'm like right underneath, like
like you making it, but it's like I can't
I'm
handle emergencies.
2 jobs that's when I'm working 2 jobs for 8 years. So now everything has been like status quo, right? Like there's no major changes outside maybe getting a car, things like that. And so my means have changed. But in between that, the things that I wasn't able to do younger with having kids, I'm keeping my means the same, because even though that gap is widened, it does open up to be able to get the nice bags that I wasn't able to get when I was younger. Or now with Jayla being in track, they send an email, okay, this is what you need for the whole package. So instead of doing onesie, twosies, I don't have to say, all right, well, I got to pay this note, this bill, and this bill, and this bill. I could be like, okay, that just got taken care of. It just, the wider your gap is from your means and your ends, it just makes a difference. And so if you're doing the right thing, I've gotten to the point where I'm not going to feel guilty in making the sacrifices, and knowing that at one point I thought I would never be here. And so I've now learned how to enjoy here while still striving for there.
Yeah.
And having to do that means, now for me, my means here, hell no, I'm not buying no $1,200 bag.
Right.
That's not, I like a vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But because I like a vacation, I'm not going to say, oh, instead of me doing this cruise or doing this with my girlfriends or flying somewhere, I'm just going to do mass and nothing. No, we're going to drive with so I've ventured out of just the comfort zone of, because this person has a timeshare, we can spend $300 going this short place instead of me saying, all right, let's take the money and spend the money to fly to Colorado or, whatever. But
And I guess it just, like, to piggyback off of what you're saying, I guess it just boils down to, like, what does luxury mean to you?
exactly.
Because it could be different for different people. But then going back to kind of what I was saying, even if I'm not the kind of person that would have, like, a Mercedes truck or something like that, it's still a reflection of, but you don't do the things for yourself that you could do, because for whatever reason you feel like you don't. I mean, I feel like I don't deserve, not that I don't deserve it, but maybe it is a level of feeling like I don't deserve it, or feeling like I'm not as deserving. You know what I mean? Because the thing that constantly plays in my mind is there's so many other people around you who are struggling. You know what I mean? So, like, and I'm gonna say this, and, like, I get it, y'all. Like, this is not my responsibility, it's not my concern, but these are the things that I think about. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to go out and get a new luxury vehicle when my sister don't have a vehicle at all. And I get it, right? That's her life, that's her thing, or whatever. But it's still, it's a level of guilt of feeling like, dang, like, I'm just doing all this and that, you know what I mean? And, like, she is not even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I mean when I say, like, it's not that I don't think I do, that I don't deserve it. I understand that I deserve it, but sometimes I feel like you have the ability to do that, but then the people that are around you, the people that you love, are not on that level. So it's like, why would you ball out and get something crazy when, like, you could have got something decent and tried to help her? And I get it that it's not my responsibility to help her. But I also, there's a level of guilt that I would feel being like, oh, I could give you a ride, and then I pick up in, like, an Audi truck. Like.
But this is the thing. You have to remember.
Granted, I'm paying for it, but still, I just would feel some type of way.
You got guilt like you owe her money.
I know. That's weird.
You're talking like, now you like somebody saying you pull up in an Audi truck, but you wreck my other car, and you ain't paid me for that. Like that. That's that's the guilt that you have. That doesn't make sense.
Y'all don't feel like that ever.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. I did feel guilty a smidge for a hot second when Janae wrecked my car. And I was like, you gonna have to pay something. And I waited for a minute before I took the money to make her pay for something to contribute to what she had destroyed.
But was the guilt from a place of, like, let's say, for example, you told her she had to pay $1,000. Does the guilt come from a place of, you know, that $1,000 is a lot for her compared to what it would be for you?
No. Well, yes. That, and I don't always give my children the consequences of what they actually deserve. I give them a little bit less. And so this was one that, I mean, I could have done more, but I felt like this was hey, because I'm still helping you get still helping you get a car and different things like that. But her response was like, oh, I felt a little bad. But then I realized, again, the sacrifices that we make or that I've made to get to where we are, you don't make those same sacrifices.
That's true.
And
that's so
trying to get her to understand, like, you just can't do what you want and think that you're going to get the same things that I have, right? So, like, and we're talking about, you know, family members who you're looking at, and it's like, because I've been that family member where it's like, oh, other people are getting stuff, and it's never me feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have, or I didn't, you know, like, because I had the kids early, so I had to make different sacrifices, and they going on trips, and they doing this, and they doing that. It was just not my time. And my thing is, you like, I'm going to celebrate that you're doing as much as you're doing it, because it should be aspirational. And so sometimes you trying to stay in the mud with somebody else doesn't allow them to see how far they can actually go. And so we can't run the same race, because if I run the race with you, let me say this. It reminds me of Toni Braxton when she could have been so much further ahead in her career. And what she feels that held her back was her mom saying, well, you need to take your sisters with you. They need to go on tour with you. They need to be your backup. Like, everything had to be, like, she could have been doing her own thing with other backup singers, and like moving forward. Oh no, you and your sisters have to do this together. And it keeps you from running your race to stay in the minors when you really should be in the majors. And if you was in the majors, maybe they would never make it to the majors, but the aspiration to be the best will be there. Because I'm gonna tell you who don't be worried about her sisters being in her background as a singer is Tamar. She going about her business, So what Toni did is not going to be the same thing because she doesn't feel the obligation.
Yeah.
As maybe it's the oldest thing.
I was gonna say though, is Toni the oldest?
Yes. The obligation as the older sibling to what you have to bring, you have to do.
Well, because I think for the other siblings, that message is not embedded in them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't feel like that because they didn't have that message. Yeah.
But the thing is, and you may not have had, and again, the direct messaging, but it's still,
like subliminal.
So it's still like, okay, my sister did this for us and this, that, and the fourth. Because there are people that you may not have that same messaging, and they're like, but I'm going to still stick with my family because my family stuck with me. Yeah. Then you had those siblings that be like, that's not my business. Yeah. Nobody told you to do that. Right. I ain't tell you to do that. So a lot of times, and that's when people be getting mad. So like if you say,
I mean, absolutely,
I'm not gonna get this truck, and your sister go out here and get the truck that you was looking at. I'm like, well, I ain't get mine because of da da da. She's like, well, I ain't never tell you to do that.
No, exactly. So even like I feel like that experience, what you're describing, I feel like so many people experience that. I don't want to say in contrast to what I'm saying, but I guess in addition to what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Because I know a lot of people who are not the older sibling, but are the ones that are like you of like, but I'm gonna stick by my family. I'm gonna stick by my, and then you have these older siblings saying like, well, I didn't tell you to do that. Yeah. You should have did what you needed to do. Yeah. But it's like, well, I thought I was in solidarity with you.
That's what happens. And it's why we don't be living this soft girl life, because we always trying to be something for everybody. Yeah. And stuff. I literally
see, this is disheartening for me. Is it that in order for you to kind of live your best life or live that soft life, is it that you're going to have the mentality that's like, I'm just going to worry about myself?
But you don't have to worry about yourself. But nobody's saying that you buy a bag every month. Right. But never neglecting yourself over somebody else. Right. So, for example, my hair's still out, right? I was supposed to get my hair braided. I was like, well, I'm not going to get my hair braided because I also want shoes. So I'm making a sacrifice. Now, could I go get my hair braided and get him I could do all of the things. The things that I want now is what I want. And so if the sacrifice, and this is just a sacrifice, I'm not getting my hair done, so to sacrifice something else, if that means, hey, this week I can't treat you to lunch because I want such and such. So I'm not going to sacrifice me to help somebody else out that ain't sacrificing them to have a better life.
I gotta work on that, because I would if you called me and was like, can I borrow $200? And I was like, oh, I was about to get my house clean and it cost $200. I would reschedule the house cleaning.
I've done that.
To loan you the money.
I've done that. And
if I get the house clean and don't give you the money, out of just being like, but no, you need to stop doing that, I would feel so guilty. I would feel like
you got to work on this, sister, because this is the thing. You'll give me the $200, but the backstory is, well, if you hadn't have done this, you hadn't have bought them extra this, if you hadn't have done this, you would have the $200. Right. But you're choosing yourself.
You chose yourself, and now I'm being inconvenienced and to bail you out.
Why?
Right.
No, I'm going to choose me. If I already have something planned, and I'm like, oh, well, at least if I keep this, I'll have this extra to put into my savings. But it's like, oh, well, can I borrow such, and I'll give it to you by Friday. And it's like, throughout the week, I don't have it in my hand. So I'm going to move different until I get it back. If it's something that I absolutely not, and you never give something that you absolutely need. But sometimes, as people, we plot on our coin. So if it's like, all right, well, on Thursday, I'm gonna go ahead and put that $200 in to whatever my stock or my whatever, and I'll wait for her to send me my money back. And yes, they always say don't lend something that will hurt you to not have. But it may not hurt me to not have, but that's still yours. Yeah. You're still thinking about it.
Right.
Like that extra $200 is even if it's extra and it don't hurt your bottom line, that can be towards something else.
I think what it should say is, now that you're saying this, it should say don't loan out something that's going to inconvenience you.
Yes.
Because I think we're at a point where if somebody borrow money from me, that's not going to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to loan you my mortgage money. I'm not going to loan you my car note. No.
Right.
But the money that I would pay for somebody to come clean my house, it's not hurting me. It's just the
inconvenience.
And because it's just an inconvenience, I justify it. Girl.
But then you can just clean your house yourself.
Exactly.
This time just clean it yourself and that person be a little bit off.
Exactly.
But if you have plans to do this, now you stretching yourself.
It's inconveniencing you. Because I'm literally rearranging my whole thing, getting off schedule with the house cleaner. Now I'm having to clean it. I can't run my errands like I said I was going to do because I'm in the house. Whatever the case may be, it's an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's really what it should say, and that's probably a good way for me to reframe it to help me to not keep doing that, because like you say, I don't feel like it's hurting me to help.
Because it's not hurting your bottom line.
Right.
The bill's going to still get paid, your mortgage still going to be good. You're going to have your house, and you justify it, and I have all of these things, why can't I just give a little? Things happen, people's lives are different. I fully understand that. The cards that you're dealt are different to everybody. For example, you saving up, and you say, all right, well, on Friday, I'm going to get my Beyonce tickets. Right? And then Wednesday come and it's like, oh, this just happened. Can I do $150? And you're like, all right, I was going to get my Beyonce tickets, but I just have to wait or pull something from somewhere else and then just pay that off. But it's like, why do I have to do the mental gymnastics when you knew this bill, this was coming up, or these possibilities? What you was doing? When I was already doing the mental gymnastics of, I'm going to pay this bill early, I'm going to do this early because I want this. What was you doing?
I think the other thing too that I'm just really thinking about now is I don't really ask nobody for nothing. So a part of me feels like, how is it that, and you say everybody's dealt a different hand, but how is it that when I'm in a jam, I rarely ask anybody for anything? Or if I do ask you for something, I try to make it as convenient for you as possible. So like, if you were already doing something, well, can I get on your bandwagon? I'm not trying to inconvenience you, but I know I need help. Or if I can't do it that way, then I probably just won't say anything at all.
Right.
Or I'll overcompensate when it's time to come back on the back end. So if I needed to borrow something from somebody, I would pay them back more than what I owed them.
Right.
Or I would, if I didn't have the money like that, it would be like, well, I'm going to take the kids this week. I'm going to pay you back, and I'm going to take the kids this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where that comes from me, but I'm just like, maybe it comes from, like, I see how other people do it, and I'm like, let me try to be better than that. Yeah. But all of this to say, if I could go through my whole life with rarely asking people for anything, not to say that you shouldn't ask for help when you need help, but it's just like what you said. What steps are you taking, or what things are going on in your life where you constantly have to be the one on the asking side?
Yeah,
and then reassessing that, because obviously there are plenty of people getting through life not having to be the asker. And so, what steps are they taking? What things are they doing? Like,
what sacrifices are they making that I'm not willing to make?
Or that y'all are not willing to make.
That's
right?
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just listen. I'm gonna tell you now. Back to, because we always go on we can go on a tangent, child. Back to my soft girl life, and I said this today. I'm over it. I'm over being the end all be all. I just be acting like I don't know how to do nothing. I'm at the point where I don't know how to do nothing. I was like, I need gas. He was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's dark. And it's unsavory characters. Where are you? What gas station you going to? I'm going to meet you there. Oh, thank you. You going to the store? I really need. I'm not doing anything.
But okay, I love that for you, but I also feel like that comes with a level of like emotional security.
It's not. I'm at the point now. Like well, it is because I wouldn't do that with like a stranger.
Or even with a guy that you felt like wasn't gonna be up to the task.
I think that because yes, I'm getting to it. Even with somebody that's up to the task, I'm still kind of getting to that space where I'm like trying to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So right now you're just faking it until you make it.
I'm gonna fake it till I make it, baby. I was talking to my dad, and he was like, I had went to a couple weeks ago. Went to Lowe's because my screen door hit I have a railing, and it shattered the glass.
Oh no.
And so I was like, I was talking to him. I went over there because I needed to give him back his seed spreader. He needed to use it, and I was like, yeah, I just went to Lowe's to have them. They're coming out to fix the screens, and then I also kind of like in the spring, I'm going to have somebody come out and do I have a patio where I have the like crank windows, and those don't keep no dust, no snuffing out. But I want to put new windows in so that I can use that more than just a storage area, but like a recreational space. Yeah. And he was like, Kendra, I'm just tell you don't need no man for shit. Right? And I'm like, I don't need that. I want to like that. I want it. Right. And that like they ain't up to your caliber. You do your thing. Like giving me the praise of like being a black woman, single, out here doing what I need to do, single parent, Like ain't nobody on your level. And it's like I'll say hearing that all of your life and always like stepping up to the occasion and doing all of the things, it's very difficult to be like, okay, so can you cut my grass or can you do such and such? It's like my daddy told me I don't need you, so
don't worry about it. I'm good.
Don't worry about it.
I'm good.
But now I want you to worry about it. Where are you at?
Because I think it comes from, like you said, just the sense of while the praise and all of that feels good, nobody wants to be the point of failure. Like everything is on me. That's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, thanks for the compliment, but like, it's all on my shoulders. It does not help to the feminine side of you who wants to just be like, can you put my gas? Can you? Because when I ever tell you what, my mother always like, I'm going to have your dad ride with me because I need some gas. Dad's going to go get gas before we go on our trip. Like, Dad's going to wash the car. I don't hear you tell her, you don't need no man for that. Right. She like that's so interesting that he's like that with your mom, but then they raise you to be so independent. That's very interesting.
Am I getting my allowance? I said, you want me to be, but you like, come on, what time? We're going grocery shopping. You a twisted guy, but I'm trying to soften it up because I tell you who is soft girl era for real. That's that damn Jayla. I be like, Jayla, what?
Because that's all she know, though.
I said, where you get that from? I said, where you get $20 from? I just asked. I said, what you mean you asked? She was like, I was at school. The guys looked like he was at the vending machine. You want to give me some money? And they gave me some money. Where you get that hoodie from? I was cold. You know, like she will ask. And she like, if you don't ask, it's not going to happen for you. And I was like, why you can't make it happen for yourself? Why? When people I'm the baddest. Her favorite line. You're talking to the baddest. I said, Jayla, that's how she answered the phone. If I call her right now, she'll be like, you on the phone with the baddest? How can I help you?
I love that.
Did you feed your brothers? The baddest has done it.
I love that. Period.
I said, the baddest need to clean that room. She'd be like,
it's the self-confidence for me.
So she live a soft girl life. Janae lives a soft girl life.
It's easy to live a soft girl life though when your parents, you know what I'm saying, you're still dependent on your parents.
I know. But even on the outside stuff, because Janae works and stuff, and she'll be like, oh, because when she had her interview, and I was like, well, how are you getting up there? Oh, Makai gets off at such and such time, and I know he has to go back to work, but he's going to take me there. He picks me up and picks her up from work, takes her home. Oh, I told Makai I was hungry. So I came home one day, and the Chipotle people was dropping something on Uber Eats or whatever, and I was like, who was that for? She was like, okay. I said, Janae, this is for you. She was like, oh, you told me I was hungry. I said, noted. When I say soft girl lives.
I guess we need to start taking notes.
Notes. And I've noted. You going to the grocery? Can you pick up? I gotta get with it.
I feel like guys like that low key.
They want to
wanted
be dependent
or
on it. So I'm making pork chops, and I was like, oh, I really just need. He's like, why don't you just go to the Nick's? It's down there where Latoya lives. And I was like, and so he was like, all right, I'm heading because he's going to get a suit for the holiday party. He's still looking. And so I said, well, don't go to Nick's without me. And I was like, wait for me. We'll be done recording shortly, so we can go to Nick's. He was like, I was like.
So he gonna drive down here and y'all gonna go to Nick's in 2 separate cars.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's going to make sure that he picks out the meats and all the things. I don't do those things. That's above me now.
I love that for y'all. I really do. I don't know if soft girl life is for me.
It is for you. There are some things that you could soft girl it up.
Maybe there's probably some things.
So listen, so I just got him because I got a new car. So we have the app where he can start the car from his phone and stuff like that. So we only had one key. So we're getting another key. And so I was like, and I have keys to, of course, his car and stuff. And so I was like, oh, on Sundays, just go ahead and pick the car up and fill it up. I don't do any of that. Pick it up. Pick the car up. Don't take it to get water. Like, do your thing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just getting in the car and driving. I don't want to have to think about, oh, the tire pressure's low. I don't know about any of that. That's not my business.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to like maintenance stuff, I be like, whatever you say, that's what we're gonna do. But I also be impatient too. So if it's like, oh, you didn't get it done, oh, I went to the shop. Like
I'm at the point now that I just be like, oh my God, because the first time something happens, I am a damsel in distress. Oh, I'm about to run out of gas. And you're like, just pull over. Where are you? I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles. I need a soft girl life, y'all. I do. I've been a hard girl for a very long time.
I think it works when you have the right person.
That's true.
It works when you have the right person.
It does. That's not going to take advantage of it.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's always, I always got my stack in the back.
Right.
Don't you worry about it.
I also don't want to be on nobody else's time. I want, like, oh yeah, on this day at this time I'll do it. No, I need it done now, so don't worry about it.
So that's the thing. This is what I've started to learn too. That with me, I guess with our relationship, we're together a lot. So I don't necessarily have the need to for the like. It has to be done immediately because we're not going to see each other or whatever. And if it doesn't get done, and I was still driving. Like the other day, I was still driving. I was like, oh my gosh, the gas. I don't have enough. The gas. It's going to be higher. It's not at a half a tank. I'm going under a half a tank. And he'll be like, just once you get back on the side, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I'm like, where are you? Oh, where are you? I'm so hungry. What you want for lunch, Kendra? Where you want to go? Where you want to meet? Like, he'll meet me anywhere.
So this girl said, I seen this on TikTok. This girl said that guys like to be stressed out. She said, stress them out, sis. She said they like that. I'm so that's how their brain exudes some type of chemical.
Yeah, the endorphins or whatever.
Yeah, they like that. They like to be stressed out.
Can you get my hair done?
That's my problem. I don't be stressing him out enough. In fact, I don't be caring at all.
I don't think I stress him out, but I ask him so
no, but see,
things.
that is stressful because see how he responds to, what do you want to eat? What do you want for lunch? It's like a low level stress.
I didn't eat anything. Why didn't you eat? What are you going to eat? How you going? I'm like, I don't know. We were in a house and I had gotten the kids and fed them and stuff, and I was like, I'm not going to eat. And then I was like, I'm still up. I'm so hungry. Where do you want to eat, Kendra? He has the baby, so he would have to leave. Like I'm free to just go, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So he went out and got me some Wendy's with him and Joshua. I was like, hi, little baby. Where's your mother? I be asking like, why you always got that baby with you? Where's his mother? And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you always have the baby. Why the baby mama don't have the baby? He's like, why don't you have the baby?
You set yourself up now.
He was like, nah, because I want my baby.
You didn't get too comfortable.
Well, I did. And now my feelings hurt. Because the other day, I went to get him. And he's like, all right, let's go. You know, he was ready to go. I was at the house. And he was like, come on, Daddy. He was like, no. He was like, no, Daddy. And he was like, no. He was like, Daddy. All the way home. He cried all the way. And then when we got to the house, he gets out the car. He's like, Daddy. Then we open the door. He's like, Bean. It's all over, right? The dramatics are done. So I said, nah, he need to be home for a little bit. Then he got an attitude. It was like, this is right before we went to Harry Potter. He was like, I said, I need to spend more time with him because he seemingly is like too in love with you. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, I mean, going to Harry Potter experience just randomly, it ain't going to do nothing for you. I was like, because the way I set it up, right? And I know I should, he caught an attitude because of how I set it up. So I was like, I'm the planner of our relationship. So I said, hey, we're going to Harry Potter. I already got the ticket. Mm-hmm. I said, we're going on Sunday. I already got the tickets or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay, well, you know, where's that? I said, out Leesburg. I said, no, we're having a Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter experience out Leesburg. And so I said, we're going to go on. I'm going on. I said, we're going on. I said, we. So we're going on Sunday at 5. Mm-hmm. And he was like, all right. I said, we already got the tickets. And so he was like, oh, okay. And then he said something that jogged me to say, oh, well, you know, it's just me and LaToya. Mm-hmm. And he was like,
because you was saying we,
right?
And he thought we was you and him,
right? No, he meant me, him, and the family.
Yeah. Oh.
And so I was like, yeah. I said, you know, it's just me. I said, you know, it's just me and LaToya, right? And he was like, wait, where are you going? And so I said, LaToya and I are going to Harry Potter. He's like, where? I said, in Leesburg. I said, it's, you know, just a day thing. It's just in the evening. And he was like, oh, okay. And so that's when I was like, oh, I need to spend more. How you going to do that when you're just doing? I'm like, we're together a lot.
He said he want all your time.
I said,
he said you already going over there. Or you going
like all the time.
Yeah, you already over there once a week for the podcast.
For the party pod. And here you go. Y'all hanging. And then I feel, damn, like, because we know we're going, so our cruise is over Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, did you talk to him about that yet?
Yeah, so we're supposed to do something earlier. I was like, oh, you gonna miss me? He's like, how long you gonna be gone? Like 3 days, 4 days? I was like 6. And he was like, okay. I said, well,
you be,
what are you doing?
Stirring that man up. But they say that's what they like, so you must be doing something right.
I said, we outside.
You must be doing something right. Well, guys,
that was a wonderful episode.
It was a wonderful episode.
We have some good ones coming.
We got off on a tangent, but I feel like it was still good.
Yeah. But, you know, sometimes it's needed. We got to get something off the chesticles.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, with that being said,
we'll drink to that.
Well, before we drink to it.
Okay.
Like, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you like, subscribe. Hit the notification button, get in the comments.
Do all of the things. Tell us your favorite
Christmas song.
I'm about to say, is that what we just talking about?
You don't even remember.
I don't even remember. We just talking. This is what happens when we just be talking.
Said, what was at the top of the hour? I don't know.
Because I'm put in what your favorite Christmas song is. If there's any new ones that you have heard that are, you know, boppity bops, let us know.
Period.
And with all of that being said, we're going to
drink to that.
Clink.